What's up, guys? It's Benny. In a horrifying but predictable update, the Brown University shooter, who is also the MIT shooter, we believe, was found dead. Authorities were unable to catch him alive, and of course, he is a foreigner who is here visiting at the permission of the federal government, given a green card, found dead in a storage unit. Kristi Noem sounding off here, explaining exactly what the immigration status is of Claudio Neves, who entered the United States through a diversity lottery. What the hell is a diversity lottery? Why do we need a diversity lottery? We don't need more diversity here. We don't need lotteries here. We don't need visas and green cards and H-1Bs. We don't need any of that. America is very, very full and is coming apart at the seams. And we don't need more people that don't share our culture and tradition. We need a cooling off period. America's full. Was granted a green card in 2017. This heinous individual should never have been allowed in the country. In 2017, President Trump fought to end this program following the devastating New York City truck ramming ISIS terrorist who killed 8 people. So we let people in here to kill us. That's what the visa program is. This is what visas are. We let people in here to kill us. And even if there's 1 out of 1,000, isn't that too much? And we've seen this, of course. National Guard was killed on the streets of Washington, D.C. by somebody who should have never been here. We brought a terrorist from Afghanistan into America to kill our soldiers. It's maddening and it's infuriating. President Trump's direction, I'm immediately directing immigration services to pause the visa program to ensure no more Americans are harmed by this disastrous program. Good for you, Kristi Noem. Here's the photo of this monster. What is the motive? We're not exactly sure, but we know that he's originally from Portugal and he was here on a visa. The alleged suspect, Brown University, was caught on camera in Salem, New Hampshire, the extra space storage facility. What I find fascinating about this video.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and my brother goes, that doesn't even look at me. He goes, but I have had on in my
So
hat.
can you explain the facility thing?
It's he works at the self
It's okay if I record you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he works at the self storage over
Uh-huh.
there, and he's a manager there. And the FBI was calling him, trying to find out, about the
Mhm.
because the guy has a storage unit.
Storage unit in Salem, New Hampshire.
Yeah, so
Yep.
they were talking to them, trying to figure out everything, and so they got the information. They said my brother's boss said, you can go home. If we need you, we'll call you back.
Yep.
And my brother left, got in his car, started driving away. They surrounded him.
The FBI surrounded your brother's car.
Ripped him out of his car, threw him to the ground, and put
Wow.
rifles to his head.
That's
And
insane.
assholes. And he's trying to tell him, I'm the manager. You were
Of the
just talking
storage
to me."
facility.
Yeah,
Yep.
just
Okay, so here's what I find fascinating. Look at this. This is the clearest photo yet. So the storage facility in Salem, New Hampshire, extra space storage facility in Salem, New Hampshire, has better security cameras than all of Brown University. That's the big takeaway here. So this alleged Brown University shooter has been identified as Claudio Neves. He's from Portugal. He also killed an MIT professor. He's not a U.S. citizen. He was found dead by suicide. He attended Brown. He attended the same university in Portugal as the MIT professor. This seems targeted. So it looks like he was taking out a vendetta. And this is the wildest part of the story. A homeless man was able to figure out who this person was and crack the case days before the FBI and kept pleading with the FBI that this is the man that you're trying to find. He wrote even a Reddit post that has since gone viral, proving that he knew exactly the identity of this person, the actual shooter. This has been a days-long manhunt that has ripped the country in half because this man shot 12 students and then went and did assassination targeted killings in some of the most prestigious institutions in America, MIT and Brown, and nobody knew who he was and nobody was able to find him. It's been confirmed that the homeless man blew the Brown University shooting case wide open through a Reddit post. He called a tip line and flagged his own Reddit post and was seen walking on video very close to the shooter. The man might get the $50,000 reward, former Brown University student. He followed the gunman and asked the gunman why he was circling the block. He basically tracked the shooter all by himself and got the vehicle information. Dude is an absolute hero. This is the photo of the homeless man Here's the report.
Open by a homeless man who goes by John. Now, investigators say that he's a former Brown University student who grew suspicious of the gunman when he locked eyes with him in the bathroom just 2 hours before the shooting inside the Barris and Holly building. The gunman, his name is Claudio Neves Valente. Now, John, pictured here, is the man police were looking to speak to because of how close he got to that gunman. John said he followed Neves Valente out of the building before the shooting and played a game of cat and mouse in the neighborhood. Surveillance video shows Neves Valente running away from John. At one point, he stood just feet away from the gunman and questioned why he was circling the block. The gunman repeatedly responded, quote, "Why are you harassing me?" When police released images of the suspect after the shooting, John wrote an anonymous Reddit post describing seeing the gunman unlock a parked gray Nissan sedan with Florida plates he thought could be a rental. 3 days after the shooting, John anonymously called the police tip line and flagged his own Reddit post. On Wednesday, John walked up to police, revealed that he was the man police were looking for, that he was close to the gunman, and that the Reddit post came from him. Police used license plate readers to track the gray Nissan to an Alamo car rental center in Boston. They pulled surveillance images showing Neves Valente, and they traced him to a storage facility in Salem, New Hampshire, where he was found dead last night. Now, Neves Valente was spotted in the Brown University building on November 28th. That's 2 weeks before the shooting. Last night, I asked investigators how it could be that a homeless man and not police noticed a suspicious person in that time.
The Providence Police is obviously not going to patrol Barris and Holly. That's a question for, frankly, for Brown and their police department.
Why would a civilian observe that to be suspicious? It's a great point. And I like the fact that you're mentioning that and bringing that up. That's what we should all be doing, right? And it's just personality. Some people are more interested in finding out what others are doing. In this particular case, this person decided that he wanted to, and I'm glad he did.
A source tells Fox that John is a homeless man who actually lives in the basement of the Barris and Holly building. And while that brings up a whole slew of security questions, the reality is he's being treated as a hero.
So the shooter was an immigrant student and a Muslim who shouted Allahu Akbar, and this is why Brown covered it up. They wanted to protect the immigrant student. They didn't want to protect the conservative that was murdered, one of the few conservatives on Brown University, right-wingers. I bet the Brown shooter was a Muslim, left-winger. I bet the Brown shooter is MAGA. He's Portuguese. In other words, Providence Police Department weren't incompetent. The MIT professor would be alive today. That's right. So he went on to go murder 3 days later an MIT professor. The FBI was playing footsie in the snow, and the Brown shooter got up and mogged by a homeless Reddit user. Incredible. The tip command center received information from an anonymous source citing a Reddit post. The tipster said, "I'm being dead serious. The police need to look into this Nissan with Florida plates, possibly a rental. The car he was driving, he was parked in front of the little shack behind Rhode Island Historical Society. I know this because he used his key fob to open the car, approached it, and something prompted him to back away. When he backed away, he relocked the car. I found that odd. When he circled the block, I approached his car, and when I saw the Florida plates, homeless guy's a hero. The actual hero of the story is the homeless man. Meanwhile, the FBI was doing this. This is what the FBI was doing, going like this in the snow. Pretty sick, man. Disturbing noises Brown University shooter made as he gunned down students. FBI slammed for self-congratulatory press conference despite failures that let him kill an MIT professor. There you go. Here's Claudio Neves. Why the hell did he do this? There's a lot of unknowns, they said. He was making strange sounds as he walked into the classroom, unloaded more than 40 rounds, killing 2 students and injuring others. Where's the video footage? Where are the cameras on campus? Law enforcement officials have come under fire for not identifying Neves quickly enough and allowing him to go murder again. Critics blasting the FBI after a Reddit user cracked the case before they did. Yeah, that's right. Wild. Insane. There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The FBI probably needs to be taken out of the studs at this point. But I'm glad the killer is no longer on the loose. Please say a prayer for all of the victims. 3 dead. Sad story. Crazy. See ya.